Hey guys, it's Lainey, and today is Wednesday, so it is Top 5 Wednesday. Today's Top 5 Wednesday topic is books we struggled to finish. Half of these books I don't have here, but we'll do what we can. So coming in at number 5 is Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page. Unfortunately, I liked this book. However, it was a struggle to finish. I probably wouldn't have finished if we didn't have a live show for it. I literally finished it right before I invited everybody into the chat. That's how the only motivation for me to finish it was the fact that I had to talk about it in like less than 30 seconds. I think I just kind of like lost interest a little bit. I found some parts to be really dry and boring, while other parts I did very much enjoy. I don't know. It was a struggle. It was a very struggle through April to finish this book. Coming in at number 4 is The Forsaken by Lisa Stase. I was really excited to read this book, and I read it back in January. The cover is super cool. I was so excited to read this book. But then the worst insta-love I've ever read occurred. It just came to that point where personally I couldn't even continue almost reading it because the romance in the story just made me roll my eyes in the worst possible way. It made me feel like this wasn't believable. So this was a struggle to finish because I couldn't get past how poorly the main characters' relationship was developed. Character development, especially character relationships, need to be very strong and natural, and the two people in this book, it was just not natural at all. It was hard for me to finish because of that, even though the secondary characters in this book made up for that, but it was still a struggle to finish. Coming in at number 3 is this terrible book, Feed by M.T. Anderson. I bitch about this book all the time. What happened was I had to read it for one of my classes, reading and writing young adult fiction. It sounds like an awesome class, right? We read Feed, which is about kids in the future who... it's even hard to explain. It's told in the future where all of us as humans have this feed that's connected into the back of our heads, where it's basically like a computer or a phone in our mind, in our eyes. That's what we see. Basically, it's like having a computer in your brain, which sounds like a very cool plot, but this wasn't. And I just spit, so I really hope that didn't show on camera. I really hated this book. I finished it solely because I had to finish it for class, and I really wanted to read every book in that class. I wanted to be a good student that semester. This book was hard. It is so hard because I hate the main character with a fiery passion. And when you hate the main character who's telling the story, it's very hard to get through the book then. Coming in at number 2 is a book I don't currently have on my shelf because I'm lending it to a coworker, and that is Insurgent by Veronica Roth. I loved Divergent so much. It was in my top 5 books that I read in 2013. After I finished reading Divergent in like March of last year, I had to do my finals and everything, so I was just flipping through Insurgent, and it took me forever to finish it. From pretty much probably April to July, I was reading Insurgent. I couldn't get through it. It was so difficult for me to. Pretty much, I hate to say this, the entire series started so high for me, but then it just kept gradually declining, and it just blew up in an atomic bomb in Allegiant. If you haven't guessed, I hated Allegiant, and one of these days I'm going to put that book on blast. That's how much I needed to just get my feelings out for that book, because I hated it. So Insurgent, it comes in at number 2 because I really had a really hard time getting through it as well as finishing it. But of course I had to finish it because I had to. Finally, coming in at number 1 is Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. I remember getting this book at the midnight release party at Borders when that was still alive. I was so excited to read it. I was reading it, and then when Jacob's point of view came in, it kind of just like threw me, and I couldn't get through the book then. Honestly, I can't even remember if I actually even finished the book. I think I did when one of the movies came out. Who knows if I even finished it, my mind is that hazy. I can't even remember. For some reason I can't even remember what happened at the end of Breaking Dawn Part 2. I don't remember reading that. I know they changed the ending. Regardless, that is always my number one pick. For books I struggled to finish, it was Breaking Dawn. Thanks for tuning in for this segment of Top 5 Wednesday. Make sure you check out other people's Top 5 Wednesday videos to get a very broad list of different books that we talk about every week. I hope you guys all have a great Wednesday, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!